question.
Bir fikri olan, çalışan, üreten,
Anyone with an idea who produces and who is working in order to ensure others live, we will stand with them. That's how we initiated this program called the Women's Labor. Once again, I hope and pray that this program would be auspicious for our country.
arkadaşlarımız proje kapsamında
Within the scope of the project, our colleagues extended their helping hands to more than 45,000 women who would like to develop their business and also earn their lives. We have supported all those women. Within this scope, many meetings have been held, and throughout those meetings, we have heard such stories that once again we have witnessed the determination, the commitment, and the endeavors of our women, and it is almost impossible not to fall in love with their determination, commitment, and their efforts. Within the last 20 years, we have realized many reforms, to all of which our women contributed remarkably. Hopefully, and if God is willing, we will build the Century of Turkey vision together with all of you. A short while ago, we have listened to the entrepreneurial spirit of our 6 ladies. As you know, we have 5 fundamental principles: investment, employment, production, export, and current account surplus. Through those, we would like to grow economically, and that is also thanks to the masterpieces of our women. That's why we are determined to extend greater support to our women. The programs like entrepreneurial support and the agricultural grants are used and benefited by our women, with which we are really pleased. So that's why I would like to herald some good news to our real sector. With the bailout system, we have taken a new step to provide 200 billion Turkish liras as an additional support to our real sector. By increasing the efficiency of the system, we will make sure that the problems like the closure and the abolishment of the invoices will be tackled as well. And we will provide bailout by 75% by the Treasury to our enterprises who have difficulties in terms of having access to the financial tools. Of course, we didn't forget our ladies, our women, and 2 billion Turkish liras of bailout package have been allocated to our women entrepreneurs. From energy to technology, from operation to digital transformation to household supports, this new support package will cover a broad area, and I hope and pray that this support package would be auspicious for our country. The Turkish economy model, executed under the leadership of our Ministry of Finance and Treasury, is getting stronger every passing day. As it can be seen, we are showing positive discrimination towards our ladies, towards our women, and we are attaching significant importance to our women so that they can realize their dreams and their targets. We are proud with the success stories of our women who embraces their family, and we have no doubt whatsoever that our women would continue to contribute to the economic development of our country. There are the ones who are trying to turn our women into a material object by isolating them from their fundamental futures. We will give them the best response with such support packages. I would like to thank all our institutions and our women branches who supported this program. Distinguished guests, in every meeting with our women, I reiterate this sincere belief of mine. Let me remind you once again. The ones who are excluding or ignoring women, which constitute the 50% of the society, such kind of a mentality is actually giving up on 50% of its population. As the Republic of Turkey, we don't have such kind of an infertile understanding, and together with our men and women, with our youth and elders, with our disabled people, we are in need of the productivity and energy and contribution of each one of our citizens. So with this belief and understanding, we have founded the Justice and Development Party, and that's why we have designed our organization in such a manner that we can reach out to every segment of the society. Within the political movements in Turkey right now, there are no any other political party who has such a strong woman branch as the Justice and Development Party. With our headquarters, with our executive branch, with our women branches, and with our youth branches, the strongest political party in Turkey is ours.
Nasıl oldu bu? %17,4'e AK Parti iktidarlarıyla geldi.
So we have come to this point, to the 17.4% of representation in the parliament thanks to the AK Party government. So ask this question to the opposition parties. How many women MPs do you have? How many women members do you have? If you ask those questions, you will realize that they will not be able to answer to those questions. They are not concerned with the issue of women, but we have this concern because we know that a political movement without the participation of women is doomed to fail. Likewise, any political movement without the participation of our youth branches will definitely fail. As we witness the richness brought to our politics by the women and youth branches, we once again realize that we are on the right path. We are getting closer to the end of 2022, and during this year we have carried out many programs for our youth and for our women. The reason why the Justice and Development Party came out glorious for the last 15 elections, was thanks to the contributions of our women and our youth. In the past, under the disguise of modernism and being contemporary, they were the ones who tried to separate our women from their beliefs, from their dressing codes, and they have tried to marginalize our women due to their belief and due to their clothes, and we have witnessed their rude attitudes. Even the teardrops of our women who have been sacked from the public institutions didn't ease the hearts of the single party fascism. The Republic of Turkey didn't even want to remember those times, and thanks to the reforms of our political party, we have left those days behind of us. In addition to all of those developments unfolding in the recent months, a video has been broadcasted all of a sudden at night. The proposal of a constitutional amendment regarding to the issue of the headscarf reminded all of us those scandalous days. And due to this discussion, we once again realized that there are still the ones who are longing for those dark days. And since that was the case,
tür düzenlemelere konu edilemeyeceği inancımıza rağmen
Despite
meseleyi
our belief
yüreğimiz
that the
sıkıyorsa,
fundamental
gelin
rights
anayasal
cannot be
düzeyde
the
kalıcı olarak
subject of
çözülecek
such
bir teklifte bulun.
regulations, we call upon them to propose a constitutional amendment which
Tabii
will
anayasa değişikliği
guarantee
genel
this
kurulda
right.
üçte iki çoğunluk gerektirir.
Of course, the constitutional amendment can be carried out only if two-thirds of the votes can be given in favor in our parliament. That's why we proposed our amendment to the other political parties, the opposition parties, since we couldn't receive the positive response from them, but the signatures of the MPs of the People's Alliance, the Nations Alliance, we have proposed this amendment to the discretion of our parliament. So right now we are awaiting the result. We will realize who are advocating for the rights of the woman and who are trying to abuse the problems of the woman. During this process, once again, we realize this and we will understand this. During this process, a new topic of abuse has been articulated. Indeed, an issue which has been followed for quite some time has been brought to our agenda all of a sudden.
Fiziki ve ruhi olgunluğa erişmeden, hukuki olarak reşit hale gelmeden
We
evlendirilmesini
have never appreciated our daughters without reaching to physical and spiritual maturity to get married. In our own family lives, thanks to God, we don't have such kind of an example. That's how we acted.
cinsel istismar ne İslami ne insani
Abusing
olarak
children
asla kabul edilebilecek bir
sexually
davranış
is not
değil.
an attitude which can be accepted according to our
Gündeme
religion.
gelen hadise konusunda da en başından
Regarding to
itibaren
this
bütün
incident which
kurumlarımız gerekli takipleri
was
yapmış.
brought to our agenda, all our institutions followed this process and they have
Aslına bakılırsa
followed it
ülkemizde
quite
ilk
sensitively.
yaşta evlilik
Indeed,
sıkıntılar maalesef eskiden beri yaşanıyor.
such problems of child marriages have been the problem of our country
Bu hususlarda
dating long back.
çok istisnai
However,
örnekler dışında sorun
apart from the
önemli ölçüde
extraordinary examples, this problem has been indeed tackled once and for all. However, we started to
sosyal medya
face
başta
with
olmak
different
üzere
problems in our
internet
society,
mecralarının
starting with the
televizyonlardaki
social
kişi
media, all
programların
those
etkisiyle
internet
çocuk yaştaki
platforms.
evlatlarımızın görünüşlerinden diğer
Indeed
insanlarla ilişkilerine kadar her alanda
showed
ciddi
us
savrulmalar
that
yaşadıklarına
our children are losing their ways in terms of their relations with others. And this problem is not limited to our metropolitan cities like Istanbul. This problem is disseminating all around our country. The Republic of Turkey tackled the problem of child marriages, but right now the Republic of Turkey is facing with another threat falling upon our children. So right now I would like to call upon the opposition parties.
Kandil'in hesabını bugüne kadar sordunuz mu?
Did you hold Kandil, the terrorists, accountable till today?
Diyarbakır anneleri acaba
I wonder
hangi partinin kapısında gözü yaşlı olarak
in front of which political party's door the mothers of Diyarbakir was crying out loud and they were condemning some MPs.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 yaşındaki
In Kandil Mountain,
kız çocuklarımızı
the daughters at the age of 10, 11, 12,
ya
13,
sizin dirsek
even
dirseğe
14
yürüdüğünüz,
have been
seçimlere
kidnapped by
beraber
whom?
girmeyi düşündüğünüz partinin mensupları değil mi?
Aren't they
PKK'nın
those
parlamentodaki uzantıları
members
değil
of
mi?
the political party with whom you have been collaborating and cooperating? Aren't they the extension of the PKK in our parliament?
Şimdi bunlara söyleyecek bugüne kadar
Mr.
bir sözüm
Kemal,
oldu mu?
did you have anything to say against those claims? I wonder whether you have spoken against
Bir
them.
kere ya bir vicdansızlık yapma ya. Git de şu Diyarbakır annelerine
I mean, you can just visit once the mothers of Diyarbakir and extend your condolences to them. He can't say it because if he speaks like that, he will lose his partner in the elections. He knows it very well. And from the rostrum of the parliament, one MP from the political party was challenging them, saying that you wouldn't be in this parliament without us. Why? Because they are receiving their orders from the Kandil Mountain. And the terrorists in the Kandil Mountain is appreciating Mr. Kılıçdaroğlu. You walk from Ankara to Istanbul with them, shoulder to shoulder. First and foremost, you should heal the damage in the region. Only after then you can criticize us. Based on an individual incident, the ones who are attacking on the values and the beliefs of our nation, the ones who are explicitly threatening our institutions and accusing groundlessly our foundations and associations, indeed are trying to cover their own wrongdoings. So this segment of the society didn't say anything against the terrorists who kidnapped our sons and daughters. I didn't hear. I wonder whether you have heard such criticisms. The harassment cases of those political parties have been disclosed many times from the head of the district organization to the provincial organization. Many of your administrators have been involved in the harassment cases, and we have seen such kind of wrong examples. Our Ministry of Family indeed showed all the proofs. I wonder whether you held them accountable. I mean, all those accusations are within your files, within your personal files. We know it very well, and we follow those harassment cases very closely. We have your personal files, and we will explain all those wrongdoings until the election day in the squares. I wonder whether they are speaking about those disgraceful events in the social media. The ones who are turning their back to such disgraceful incidents are carrying out such a dirty campaign, a slander campaign, and we know why they are carrying out such kind of a slander campaign. We will never allow our daughters to be abused, but at the same time we will not close our eyes so that our nation can be offended through such slander campaigns and defamation campaigns. The real problem that our society should tackle with, first and foremost, is the deviant and aberrant movements which is threatening our sons and daughters. I do wonder whether you understand what I'm saying. Let me speak clearly. The issue of LGBT is something we cannot accept and tolerate. However, I wonder whether the CHP, the Republican People's Party, can accept it. Yes, they can. And the other opposition parties can accept it. Yes, they walk with them. We don't need such a deviant move. Hopefully, during the next term, together with all our NGOs, all our ministries, we will be much more alert against such kind of a great threat. Dear brothers and sisters, although the agenda of some people are totally different from us, and let me underline it once again,
üretim yanında siyasetteki varlık ve etkinliklerinin
The
arttığı bir gerçektir.
presence of our women in the manufacturing sector and in the political life is getting stronger. Without a strong family, there will be no strong nation.
Kadın olmadan siyasetin,
The politics will not be the same without the presence of our women, and the production will not be the same without the presence of our women. And one of the most concrete example of this is the representation level of our women in our parliament. But let me repeat it once again.
mecliste ilk defa
For the first time
1935'te
in our parliament,
olarak görev almaya başlayan kadınlarımızın
the women started becoming MPs in our parliament as of 1935, and the representation level was quite low, even at the level of 1%.
hatta 1999 seçimlerinde
During the 1999 elections,
bir kadın
one
milletimize,
woman
milletvekilimize
MP
bu ana muhalefetin
who has been elected by our nation
temsilcisi durumunda olanlar ne demişti?
has been accused by the representatives of the
Kadına haddini bildirmek.
opposition parties. What did they say back then?
Yani bir kadına
Teach
parlamento
this
ve milletin
woman
oylarıyla
how to stay within
seçilerek
your
gelen
limits. That's
bir
what they said.
başörtülü kadına
So
bu
how
kadına
dare
haddini
you,
bildirin
how
ne demek
dare
ya?
you can say stay within your limits and know
siz
your
onların
place to a
devamısınız.
woman MP who have been elected
Hiçbir
by the
farkınız
nation.
yok.
The Republicans People Party is just the successor of the
sıkıyorsa
same
şimdi bir
mentality.
hak
They
bildirin bakalım.
have no difference from them. I mean, if you are brave enough, let's hear how you will teach us to stay within our limits.
Buralara kolay gelmedik. Dolayısıyla
We couldn't reach to this point very
çok
easily
çektiği eczacı
and
kaldı.
comfortably, because I know that many of my
Annelerinin gözleri
sisters had to
yaşlı yaşlı.
endure a lot, as the eyes
Bizim de ailelerimizin
of the
gözleri
mothers of Diyarbakir were in full tears. The
maalesef kovulan.
eyes of our
Ve
families
bu ana
were
muhalefetin
full with tears.
şu anda
There were
başındaki
the
zaatin genel
daughters
başkanı
who have
yardımcısı
been
olan bir kadın,
sacked from the universities,
ikna odalarında
and
o bizim kızlarımızın başlarındaki örtüleri çıkartarak
one of the
onları odaya
women
alıp
MPs in the opposition
orada onlara
parties were
aynı işkenceyi yapıyorlar.
torturing spiritually our daughters in the
Utanmadınız
conviction
siz.
rooms in the universities, and they
Siz
still
cemaziye levelinizi gayet iyi bilirsiniz.
talk without being ashamed, but we know your history very well.
Çünkü aynı acıyı ben de yaşadım.
However, I had
Çok
to
yakınlarım yaşadı.
endure similar pains, and many of my closest ones had to endure such
Ülkede yaşıyorum.
grievances. And
Kızımı İstanbul'daki okuldan alıp
I had to take my daughter
Türkiye'nin farklı bir iline adeta
in a
kaçırmak
school in Istanbul, and I had to take her to another province in Turkey.
Sınıf arkadaşım olduğu için ya gönder bana.
And the principal of that school was my closest friend, and he told me to send my daughter to a school. I mean, Mr. Kemal, you didn't feel such pains in the past because you have no such concern whatsoever. I mean, we fought so bravely that as of 2002, the representation level of our women in our parliament increased gradually, thereby reaching to the level of 17.4% as of today.
Temsil düzeyindeki olumlu gelişmeleri
Those positive developments unfolding in the field of the representation of our women in society can be observed in every aspect of our lives, in the business life, in the sport activities, and our parliament. In the upcoming period,
sahip çıkacaklarına
I am certain that our women
diğer
would
alanlardaki
be
sorunları çözülen,
embracing the achievements
önlerindeki
made by
engeller
AK
kaldırılıp
Party, and also they will
kadınlarımızın
embrace
artık
the
daha büyük
century of
adımlar
Turkey.
duyduğu. İşte
We are
az
expecting
önce
greater
kadınlarımız
results from our women as we
neleri
have tackled all their
ispat
problems. You have witnessed a
neleri
short
ispat
while
ettiler.
ago. Our ladies have
Kadını
proven many things.
ismiyle ve varlığıyla istismar etmek dışında bir müktesepleri olmayanlara aileden iş
The
hayatına kadar her
best
alanda
response
beraberce sergileyeceğimiz
will be
birlik,
given to
beraberlik,
those who are doing
kardeşlik ve
nothing but trying
dayanışmayla
to
en
abuse
güzel
our
cevabı vereceğimize
women
inanıyorum.
through solidarity,
Bu
unity,
duygularla
and
AK
togetherness. So,
Parti
with
kadın
those
kolları
feelings in my
başkanlığımızın
heart, once
başarıyla
again,
yürüttükleri
I would like
Kadın
to
Emeğin
congratulate
Türkiye'nin
our
istikbali programı
women
için tekrar
branches for
tebrik ediyorum.
organizing the Women's Labor
Türkiye
Summit quite
yüzyılını
successfully.
birlikte kalkınmanın, üretimin,
We will
huzurun,
be building
şefkatin,
the century of
merhametin,
Turkey all
insanı insan
together,
yapan
and the
tüm
century
değerlerin
of
yüzyılı
Turkey
yapacağımıza
will
olan
be
güvenimi
the century
tekrar
of
ifade etmek istiyorum.
human
İşte bu
values,
hafta,
economic
evet,
development. That's
Mardin
why
günü.
I would like to remind once
Mardin'de
again. We were in Mardin this
açılışları
week,
yaptık.
and we have carried out the inauguration
Gördük.
ceremonies in Mardin, and we
Gümbür
have
gümbür maşallah
seen
ülkenin
the
23
squares
Nisan'ı.
were full with people, and Mardin was getting ready for the 2023
Ondan
elections.
önce
Before
Şanlıurfa'daydık.
then, we
Aynı
were
şekilde.
in Şanlıurfa. Likewise,
Gaziantep'teydik.
the squares were roaring,
Cumhur
and
İttifakı'nın
we
diğer
were in
kanadı.
Gaziantep.
O da
The
dün
squares were full as
Mersin'deydi.
well.
Orada da
And
yine Cumhur
the other
İttifakı
wing of the
gümbür
People's
gümbür
Alliance was in
geliyor.
Mersin, and our alliance is getting
Ve
closer to the
bu dayanışmamız,
exit polls.
bu
So,
birlikteliğimiz
this solidarity,
altın
this
masada
togetherness, and this unity of us
o
doesn't
çekti
resemble
çekiyor.
to the unity of Table of Six. The Table of Six
Yürümeye
is
mecal
about to
veriyor.
collapse. They
Yeter ki
have
biz
no energy
birbirimizi
whatsoever to walk this path. As
Yaradananı
long
severiz,
as we
Yaradan'dan
love
ötürü
each other
anlayışıyla
with the
severiz.
understanding that we love the created ones for the sake of Creator, then we will accomplish and achieve
Hayatın
anything.
her alanındaki
In
emeğiyle
every
ülkemize, milletimize
aspect
katkı
of
veren
our lives,
tüm kadınlarımızı
our women contribute remarkably to our
saygıyla
country.
selamlıyorum.
I salute them with love and respect.
Dün akşam bir anekdotla bitireyim.
Let me conclude my remarks
Malum
with an
Katar'daydım.
anecdote from
Dünya
last night.
Kupası
You all know
finalinde
very well that I was in
bana
Qatar for the
rehberlik
final
eden
match of World
Katarlı
Cup,
bakan kardeşimle giderken
and I was
annesine olan
walking the path with my
hayranlığını,
Qatari
ülkesine olan ilgi alakasını
brother, and he
oralara
told
gidiyor.
me how
Ben de
much he
kendisine
loved
kısaca dedim ki
his mother, and I told
Sayın
him,
Bakan,
to
malum
this minister,
bunları bilirsiniz. Cennet
you
annelerin
know this very
ayaklarının
well. I
altında.
said to him that the heaven lies under the
Babaların
feet
ayakları
of the
altında
woman,
değil.
as the saying
Onun
goes.
için de
If you pay attention, the
ben
heaven
anacığıma zaman
doesn't
zaman
lay under the feet of fathers, but
anacığım derdim,
mothers.
ayağının altını öpeyim.
And that's why
Annem gülerek
I
ayağını
was
çekerdi.
saying to my mother,
Bakın,
let me
cennetin
kiss
kokusunu almak istiyorum. Müsaade
your
et derdi.
feet, and
O
she
çekerdi.
was indeed pulling her leg, and I was saying
Bizde
to my mother that I would
anne,
like to smell
bizde kadın bu
the
kadar
heaven.
muhteremdir.
That's why mothers
Ey
and women
muhalefet
are
bunu
so
bilin.
important
Onun için
according to our
inancımıza saldırmayın.
understanding. So the opposition
Haddinizi
parties
bilin.
should know it and shouldn't attack on our beliefs, and they
Ve ben
should
kadın
stay within their
kollarımıza
limits and know
tekrar
their
teşekkür
place. Once again,
ediyorum.
I would like to thank our
Tebrik
women branches.
ediyorum.
I would like to
Rabbim
congratulate them
daim
once again.
yardımcınız
May
olsun.
God help us all
Kalın sağlıcakla.
stay in health.
Sayın Cumhurbaşkanımıza, Genel Başkanımıza konuşmalarından dolayı teşekkür ediyoruz. Kendilerini bir süre daha sahnede misafir etmek istiyoruz. Günün anısına hediye takdimimiz olacak. Sayın Cumhurbaşkanımız ve saygıdeğer hanımefendiye hediye takdimimiz için hanımefendiyi de sahneye davet ediyoruz. Hediye takdimi için Genel Merkez Kadın Kolları Başkanımız Sayın Ayşe Keşir'i de sahneye davet ediyoruz. Buyurun efendim. Cumhurbaşkanımızın hediyesi, ahilik duasının başlangıç kısmı, maun ve kayın ağacına el oyması tekniğiyle sanatçı Devrim Erakalın tarafından işlenmiştir. Saygıdeğer hanımefendinin hediyeleri. Sanayi Nefise Marif Nişanı, Osmanlı İmparatorluğu'nda eğitim, kadın idaresi, sanat ve bilim alanında çalışanları ödüllendirmek için 5. Mehmet Reşat tarafından Temmuz 1910 tarihinde verilen bir irade ile oluşturulan şeref nişanıdır. Bu nişan gayretlerini teşvik eden hanımlara verilmiştir. Bu nişan alınabilmesi için mesleklerinde en az 5 yıl üstün başarı göstermek şarttı. Arz ederim. Efendim, günün anısına bir aile fotoğrafımız olacak. Teşekkür ediyoruz. Programımıza katılımlarından dolayı bizleri onurlandıran Genel Başkanımız, Cumhurbaşkanımız Sayın Recep Tayyip Erdoğan'a ve kıymetli eşleri Emine Erdoğan hanımefendiye teşekkür ediyoruz. Alkışlarla uğurluyoruz.